Are you a believer? Hafide, I'm Nick Delgado. Welcome to another edition of Taotaomona Tales on the KUAM Podcast Network. We got a special treat today.
Half a day. Guaho si Senyor Rufina Mendiola.
Yes.
Half a day, Nick.
Hafide, how are you?
So, Maguso Nagagapog, I'm so honored that you visited my classroom today.
Oh, thank you for having me. And what a fitting topic to discuss, especially when everything in your classroom, every subject, is in CHamoru.
It's a full immersion classroom.
Yeah, that's incredible.
Yeah.
And so, the Taotaomona, what is that to you?
Okay, Taotao, for me, of course, growing up, I didn't know. But as I get older and I was going to school and I self-taught myself to respect the land and the people around you. So I believe for myself, in my own opinion, that Taotao is because they're people and Mona, they're from the past. So now I kind of like connect it to my students. I've been teaching for over 40 some years. So I would say one day when Senora passes, because I'm a people, Taotao, and then I'll be before the next 3 generations ahead of me. So my spirit will live on in the land.
We'll all become Taotaomona
Yes,
one day.
of course. And I'm the most friendliest Taotaomona.
I love that, the most friendliest Taotaomona. So walk me through your experiences over the years, over the decades. Have you had any encounters?
Yes, I'm not sure whether that was Taotaomona, but I always have God. My belief is God. And then the Taotaomona is, I believe that they're my ancestors and they roam the area no matter where you go. Just like anywhere else in the world, I have respected the place. But when I was 16 years old, I live in Agate. And on my 16th birthday, I had the biggest birthday party. So something happened during past midnight that I just collapsed and was taken to the hospital. Nothing was wrong with me. But I saw a bright, beautiful lady calling me. She was called, we had a patio, and in the patio there's a pool table. And this beautiful lady in the white gown, like a wedding gown.
Right.
She was calling me. So I didn't follow because I was still like half asleep and I'm very tired. And she disappeared. As I got up, she disappeared. But at the hospital, they were wondering whether they gave me something to drink that I collapsed. And nothing was wrong with me. All the vital signs are in place. I remembered my aunt calling the priest. Even towards the early morning, like 5 o'clock, they had to woke the priest up because I was still like in a deja vu, looking up. My eyes were open. I couldn't speak. So yes, finally the priest came and blessed the place. And the party ended after that. After midnight, the party ended. Everybody went home. Nobody knew what happened to me the next day until I was telling the story that I saw this beautiful lady. I believe, Nick, that that time it was probably, I'm not sure, my mother, because she died too young.
Right.
Maybe on my birthday she wanted to take me, but I wasn't ready to follow her. But her spirit came.
You believe that was your mom?
I believe that was my mom. She's a beautiful bride. I don't know.
But you couldn't tell, right?
I couldn't tell. I don't even know what my mom looks like. My mom passed away when I was 5 years old.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah, no problem.
And so after all these years later, you still tell that story.
Yes, we need to tell our stories. It's within our stories that we can understand the context of the people that were here before us, especially our ancestors.
A lot of the stories we also hear is spooky stories.
Yes.
Are those true, or are they really just legends?
Well, it's probably both, depending on the believer.
Yeah.
Which side do you want to believe? Did you actually see it, and how the events happened, right? So for me, I live in an area where there's 2 banyan trees. And another incident is that my neighbor across from us, almost across from us, they had 3 homeowners because they have the biggest, huge Taotaomona tree, which is the Nunu tree. And I know already that we need to respect that tree. So of course, the first owner was a Korean couple. And I said, you know, that tree is very significant to this land, our ancestors. That's the spirit tree. So they tried to bulldozer that tree down. So the bulldozer broke.
Tried.
Yeah, the bulldozer broke, and then another company came to try to uproot the tree, and it broke again. So eventually, the Korean couple sold it to the next homeowner, which is the Okinawan,
Mm-hmm.
and they're very. I think the Okinawans are respected people. When I told them, they didn't say anything. They didn't even want to cut the tree down.
Mm-hmm.
So that tree, you can visit when you come to the house. I'll show you. That tree has helped. The guy that lived there, he fell not too long ago, sometimes in June. He fell because they have a two-story.
Mm-hmm.
And I was there to witness everything. He was like almost 6 o'clock at night, and he was cleaning the upstairs. And the ladder is a single ladder, and it's so high, it fell back. And I said, oh my gosh, that's the end of this guy. But guess what? I think that Taotaomona, or the spirit, the good spirit, has saved that guy because he kept the nuno tree, and everything around that nuno tree. If you see it, it's so beautiful. The plants, there's so many vegetables growing around that area.
Wow.
But I hear babies cry in the weird morning hours because my bedroom is right almost close to.
Okay, so I just got chills there.
Yeah.
Every night? Is that like how
It's
often
not
does that
every
happen?
night. Well, it depends, I guess.
Yeah.
I can't.
You're the
recall.
only one that hears it.
I'm not sure if my husband have heard it, but my husband has a lot of stories going to the ranch.
Yeah.
Yeah, he has a lot of stories that he has told me when he went fishing with his Uncle Pete.
Mm-hmm.
And in the jungle, they knew their way in, but they got lost. And they went around like hours and hours and hours, and guess what? They didn't really go around hours and hours and hours. They were right there on that spot. So somebody had made them, be lost. And it was a big field of area, like acres and acres of clean area in that jungle.
Mm-hmm.
And he was scared because he was just a teenage. But they were guided to that area, so I'm not sure what happened, that they got lost. They made them lost, but nobody got hurt, and my husband believed that the good spirit was watching them because he brought them back to the same area.
That's interesting. Let's go back to the cries you said you heard.
The cries? Yes. I hear babies crying.
What is that?
Okay, when I hear babies crying in the weird morning, like maybe 2 when I'm studying, especially when I was taking my college life, right? And I hear and I said to myself, okay, I need to stop. It's not my time to be doing what I'm doing. So I just stop, I respect it, I stop, and I just go to sleep. And that was it.
So you're saying this is like the ancestors reminding us, now's your time to rest.
Yes. I always get pinched.
Pinched?
I always get pinched.
Bruised?
Bruised. They love me. How do I know? Because it doesn't hurt, but when I shower, I see bruises on my leg. So what I do when I see bruises, I know I like to touch the plant or water the plants. I just go the next day and I say, I'm so sorry. Did I wash you down? Did I touch any part of your body? Did I rake your leaf or something? I just ask for forgiveness.
And then things clear up? The bruises clear up?
No, it takes like 3 days. But guess what? It's been a long time since I have been bruised.
The love pinch?
The love pinch, yeah. I think it's just to remind me that they're around.
Yeah.
Right? And maybe because I'm watering the plants at 6 o'clock p.m. And that's Nilemlem Tauto. Nilemlem Tauto is at 5 o'clock. You're supposed to have your lights on already. Don't make it 5:30 or 6. Lights outside, at least a light outside, or even in the house.
I don't even get home that early. Wow.
Yeah, so what I do, like for now, I know I'm coming late, so I just turn on the hallway light.
Okay.
You should have one light on inside the house. So if in case you're coming in late.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. And that's just to keep them out, or?
It's just for me, I'm not, it's just a respect that I do, that in my belief, like I said, this is just my own opinion. And it works, I think they have guided me, my ancestors have guided me to where I am today, in my career, in my life with my family.
And you and like others that I've spoken with for this segment, they were saying that the Taotaomonas are everywhere. They're here at this school.
Yeah, in this classroom, I hear them sometimes. I come on Saturdays. And then when I hear, I hear somebody knocking, and I know I'm the only one because I locked the gate, I said, oh, I'll be done soon. And it's okay, you can talk to them. So I just say, don't worry, whoever you are, I'll be finished soon. But this place, of course, everywhere, every school, I've been to different schools that the toilet just flushed. Nobody was there. But I get the goosebumps, but I'm not scared.
Yeah.
I think they're just there to protect me.
Any other encounters?
Yes.
Tell me.
Well, I did this documentary through GCC. We did 16 series of Finohadza, and it's all in our indigenous language. So I have to do 4 series of documentary. One of them definitely is to tell something about a Taotaomona. So as a teacher, I have these 25 posters that I say, okay, I'm excited to talk about one Taotaomona because I have the posters and I can choose. But one night when the GCC said, Rufina, you need to turn in your introduction. So what I did was I laid them all on the middle bedroom, all 25 posters, and I had a hard time. I was even crying. Who do I choose? I can't choose from the other, right?
Yeah.
They all have powerful message. So I just said, okay, you better go to sleep. Then something woke me up, like 2 o'clock in the morning. It's like somebody touched me.
Oh.
And I said, okay, do I need to go use the restroom?
Okay.
No, I went straight to the middle room. I turned down the light. And mind you, we didn't have too many houses in the back before our neighbor. We were actually the first homeowner, the second homeowner there in that area. So there's a lot of jungles behind us. And turning on the light, I'm saying to myself, why am I up now? I turned on my computer, and then my eyes just caught this one Taotaomona. It says, I looked and I saw, and I just grabbed the poster. And I said, I'm going to write about you. And of course, I don't know anything so much about that Taotaomona because I have 3 binders to read on, research. I went, took my computer, Nick, and I started typing. My hands were moving, my fingers kept moving and typing, and then there goes my introduction. And then I turned off the computer, and then I submitted to GCC the next day. And I said, this looks good. So at that moment, I said, thank you so much, whoever was helping me. I really want to thank you for waking me up, because I already signed the contract to do this project.
Right.
Yeah. So, it's already in YouTube, the 18 series of Finohadza. I did 4 documentary, and one of them is about our Taotaomona.
Wow.
Yeah.
And so what would you say then to the non-believers?
I would just say, just be patient. Don't say bad things, or don't mistrust.
Yeah.
Please just trust that anywhere you go in the world, there's definitely people that were there before you or before myself. Anywhere you go, there are people that have passed on, and whether they live in that area, their spirit lives. Their spirit lives. We don't see it, but they're good spirits, right? Maybe there's some bad spirits. I don't know how they became bad spirits. The way I feel for myself, if they say, you know what, I get this and I get so sick, what have you done? Did you do something? Did you disrespect the place or that person?
Why is that the common response, the question that comes after someone says, I'm not feeling well, or anything, an injury or a bruise? Why is that the question that's asked?
Now, maybe they haven't heard the good news that we are now advocating in KUAM. Something that we have encountered, and it's okay, nothing to be scared of.
Yeah.
Just be respectful, and you can say something back. Just say, Dispensa, I'm so sorry. I know it's your time, or you're giving me a signal to stop what I'm doing now. Yeah.
Wow. It's just so hard to imagine sometimes when you hear the stories. A lot of the detailed stories I've heard from my relatives were from the 70s and the 80s, and that's when they say they see the headless Taotaomona chasing them, or things of that sort.
My father died in the 70s, late 70s, 79, 80. And I remembered him telling me that he saw an headless Taotaomona. But my father has a friend, and his kumpari, he lived in Saipan. His kumpari told me one time, Hagahu, your dad, when he goes fishing, he doesn't have to go far. But he's talking to somebody, and then yet his basket is full of fish. And here I am trying my best to catch for my family, and I'm having a hard time. Although your father it's very easy for him. And you know, he always catches my father talking to somebody. So I believe that my father got help from his friend, and I do believe that some people has a spirit friend. Yeah.
I want to get into what people should do if they find themselves maybe having an encounter or sickness or whatnot. But first off, you showed us this book here.
Yes.
Featuring the Taotaomona. Tell us how this came to be.
Okay, I was the administrator at the CHamoru Studies Division, and the legends that is told in the classroom many years ago is just all words. There's no pictures. And when teachers read the story, sometimes the kids get scared. And I remember there was an encounter with one school. The parents were upset because the teacher read the story, but the kids got so scared, and they went home and they're seeing things and they're hearing things, you know, just their imagination. So what we did was, my graphic artist, Tina Alam, we said, okay, we need to develop the supplementary material, and let's focus on grade level. And one of the grade level is definitely the Taotaomona and the Duendes.
Yeah.
Because a lot of the students are asking, can you please tell me the legend of the Duendes?
Yeah, I loved that one.
Yeah, because I say, who are the Duendes, right? I pretend I didn't know. I heard from my uncle that they're bad, you know, they pinch you, they do this, they make you disappear. So we did develop this material, and with this material, it's not scary. There are pictures, and the words that we use are for the kids to understand that we have an area, our surrounding is full of different things, our environment. And it's okay, but the most important thing is to give respect. This book tells about how the duendes can make your foot big. You know, they have these magical powers. Of course, it's a myth because I've never seen it or what, you know, and legends are, some of the part of the legends probably is true, but not everything.
Yeah.
So it's mixed, you know, intermixed with the different stories from the reality and not, you know, the fiction and the nonfiction. And so they love it. No, we have no complaint. I read it to my student, and they even drew their favorite part of the story, the duendes, hiding behind the tree or the leaf, the big leaf. Yeah, so this material is now out in the public school.
Yeah.
And it's positive. Nobody has yet said anything. The kids are not scared. When I read it to my kids, they want it more. Is there something on YouTube, Senora, that we can watch? Another episode of... So yeah, maybe that's what we need to do. Do more supplementary materials that, or even literacy, because right now literacy, you know, and then we start small, and then we do the age appropriate all the way up to college. Yeah.
And it's important that our younger generation knows about this, because there are those stories, like you said, some may have been just a tale, just have been a legend that wasn't true, or folklore, and the others true.
Right.
But how do you determine which is which?
Exactly. So what, for me, my philosophy is always, if I read your story, you're just gonna know, maybe not remember everything. But if I read your story and I show you the pictures, oh, you're gonna remember some part of the story. How about if I participate you? So we do a role play, we do an acting and stuff like that. You will never forget that story.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah.
How would you determine, especially for a lot of these children, you said that maybe it's just in their imagination, that what they're seeing or what they're hearing, but how can we be sure? Maybe they did hear something.
Probably.
Maybe they did see someone.
Probably. Maybe some kids can see beyond our eyes.
Do you think you have the gift?
You know, I like that question because a lot of my friends, I'm in the Catholic Daughters of America, I'm in a lot of organization, and a lot of my friends in that organization, they say, you know, Ruth, you have a gift. You have a gift from God. You have a gift from God, you know, because it's like I know what's ahead of me. I know. But,
I want you to tell me if there's someone right here now.
No,
that's what I mean.
To be honest with you, somebody interviewed me. One of the students, I guess, who's going to get the master's program, is looking into this the same topic, and he did ask me, "Is God involved in your life, or is it the Spirit?" I said both. Both. God is always in my life, and of course, my ancestors are always there too, because they have helped me. So why not take the opportunity to embrace that, you know?
We have to live on. We have to continue to be here at our home and respect what happened before us.
Exactly.
Any other advice that you can give to the community should they find themselves in an encounter with the Taotaomona, or
Yeah, well, that question again, I teach at the University of Guam, and one of my military student, you know, he didn't believe in anything that has to do with our Taotaomona. So I said, go to Maina Bridge, okay? Just go there with your motorcycle, because you have a motorcycle, but respect the place. So he didn't respect the place. He was making his motorcycle, you know, sound.
You figured that.
Right, so guess what happened? His motorcycle died.
Okay.
Couldn't start. He was so scared.
Stuck on the bridge.
Stuck on the bridge.
This
He
is
was
White Lady
yelling.
Bridge.
Yes, he was yelling. His phone couldn't work.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he became a believer, and all I said to him was, you know, respect the place, respect the people. How do I know that you're not a Taotaomona coming to me right now?
Exactly.
We don't know. You might be God. I don't know.
Well, I'm definitely not.
Right. I mean, you know,
I get the
that's
point.
what I'm
Yeah.
saying, right? You know, I mean, I don't know, but
Yeah.
just give respect. Just give respect to everybody and anything around you.
All right.
Respeto imastakilo na hinengi respeto. And we are rooted in our beliefs. Please, you know, be generous to whatever you have around you. Whatever you touch, don't throw it away if it's not yours, okay? And ask for it. Don't just grab it, right? Ask for forgiveness.
And ask permission.
Ask permission.
Yeah.
Just like in class, I teach my kids.
Yeah.
It's everything that you have here is not yours. So if you want it, just ask.
Okay,
right?
Ms. Mendiola, thank you so much for sharing your experiences and the stories for others to get from the Taotaomona, our ancestors and our culture, and
Yeah.
your beliefs as well.
Yeah,
Appreciate it.
I'm a firm believer in what I believe and what for myself, and I hope everybody also gets to be, you know, to believe that there is a spirit around us. Okay?
Yeah.
And
Ungen.
God is always there.
Ungen.
Ungen. Si Diyos Masi.
Jesus Masi. And no matter what you believe, the important thing is respect.
Respect is the highest. Respect to in CHamoru. Respect to Si Diyos Masi. Zan adios hasta aquí.
Thank you so much for joining us for another edition of Taotaomona Tales on the KUAM News Podcast. I'm Nick Delgado. We'll see you soon.